Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. Your attendance is always appreciated, as well as your participation too. Today, we got certain things to discuss. Lesson number 3. Yesterday, we were working on lesson number 1. We were talking about gossip and why do people gossip. And you can see the rest of that class in YouTube, because it's already uploaded right there. So today we're going to move to lesson number 3 in your English ID. Lesson number 2 is also in YouTube channel, so you can access to it, so you will catch up with the classes in lesson 2, lesson 1 in unit 8. But to break the ice, we're going to play a game. We have played this game before. We have done it once. It is online. And I want you to access to the link I'm gonna share with you in a moment in the chat box. So just give me one second. Okay, in the chat box, you get the link. So click on it and register, please, with your names, with your emails. You might use your email account. So and now that you can see the game on the screen, so you will remember that we played it once. But we have some students in the classroom and they could not participate as the rest of you have done. So use your names. Otherwise, I'm gonna kick you out of there because I wanted to know who you are, to see who's the winner, who's not. You can automatically get your names done with your emails. Okay, good. Because Daniel just, yeah, but thank you, Danny, to share the link once again. All right, let's wait for a couple of minutes so most of you can access. For the ones who did not log into that class, this is the Bachillerato Stop thing. It's called the Stop game. You have to type the words related to a specific categories, starting with one letter. The letter will be shown at the beginning, and you will see that is kind of something that you have done many times before in the school when you play Bachillerato Stop. Let's wait for 2 more minutes so most of you can access, and then we start. The fourth round, the letter is letter K. Now it's letter K. Famous brand with K. Hey, right, there are a lot of songs. I'm not gonna question or put in a line of doubt the name of the the name of the K-pop now. So forget what I said about it. Kakaroto. It's not a singer. Kanye West, Kenya, Kian, Katy Perry. I forgot about Katy Perry. Kangaroo, Kiwi. This one is misspelled. Koala, kangaroo. Kangaroo, misspelled. Cartoons, Kim Cartoon. I don't think that there's such thing like Kim Cartoon. Flower. So maybe you Google those up. Food, kiwi, ketchup. Then movies, K2, Kid Movie, Karate Kid, Kissing Booth, and Kill Bill. Kahoot! How could I forget that one? Well, I don't use it very frequently, but I should have remembered it. Kansas is not with double S. Kenya is a country, an African country. Then the brand. Well, I would like to Google this one. Clothing, kilt, shirt, kimono. Kiwi juice, kiwi's juice. Okay, click on I'm ready, please. This is the last round. And then we will see the final ranking. J. Movie. Jimmy Neutron. All right, juice is okay. Giraffe is misspelled, but I will accept it. Javali. Okay, Jaguar. Jared Leto, Juice WRLD. This character here is not a singer. Come on, just no. How can you mention these examples, my friend? Sorry for you. Jaime, Jimmy Neutron. Someone remember it or Google it. Jaime. Family names. Jason, no. Johnson is misspelled, but I will accept it. Jaime, no. James. Okay. Clothing jacket. Jack, Jaime and T. Jurassic World is missing letter L here, but that's okay. Flower. Flower with J. I have to Google that one. So we have plenty of sums here. They might be real, I suppose. Except this one, because it's just now. Jordanian Jersey. It's New Jersey, but Jersey, there's Jersey in England. New Jersey is the one, the United States. That's why it's new, because it's in the United States. So now we'll see the final ranking. Who's the winner? See, the winner is Sofia Nicole Kwan. And the second place is Hilder. Congratulations. All right, so now it's time to move to the lesson. Lesson 3 in your books. Give me a second. Okay, we have here lesson number 3. As you can see right now, it's called Have You Ever Cut Your Own Hair? Because remember that you go to barber shops or to beauty salons to get your hair cut. But you almost never, and I assume that never, cut your hair yourself. You see, we're gonna study this grammar section is causative forms, but we need to respond this question here. Have you ever cut your own hair? Well, in my case, I never. Well, I think I did it once. That I recall better, I cut my hair myself once. But I remember that the results were not so satisfying, so I decided not to do it once again. So since the pandemic lockdown, my wife cut my hair because I remember that the barber shop were closed. Well, you took advantage of that situation because boys, you let your hair grow. Most of you got your hair to grow. And I see it because you have changed your looks. The ones that came back to school in face-to-face classes, you got a regular haircut right now, but most of you have decided to stay home because you have your hair long. Since all the barbershops were closed and it was a dangerous thing to do, very risky to go to a barbershop or a beauty salon because you might get contagious with the virus, with the coronavirus. So let me see. Let's answer these questions. How do you like to celebrate your birthday? So if your birthday is coming soon, do you have special plans for it? What's your best birthday memory? So if you collect memories and you remember what has been the most memorable one, write it down. Have birthdays become too commercial these days? And what's the most significant birthday? If it's yours, if it's your mother's, your father's, your best friend's, your partner. So try to respond those questions and have 4 minutes to work on that, please. So once you have shared your answers in a written form in your books, we're gonna move to exercise B. What are you gonna do here? You're gonna read the TV review about the show My Sweet 16 or the Spanish version Quiero mis 15. How do you think the critic rated the show? That is another thing that you have to write down here. What is the review being ranked? And then you're gonna listen to Brittany calling or telling Courtney about her birthday plan. She got many things going on here for her plans. Try to write true or false in the sentences from 1 to 4. And then you're gonna listen to the second part of the conversation between these two girls and order the activities in the order you hear them, from 1 to 6. And then we have to match the columns. Listen to the extracts, but I think you can do it without listening. Then we're gonna listen just for checking. But right now, let's read the review. You will see how it's been rated and why. And then we're gonna listen to Brittany telling Courtney about her party. So you see those looks like very spoiled girls. Maybe someone can help me reading the paragraph. Maybe my dear Mario. Are you there, Mario? Or Rodrigo Lopez? Lolo? Okay, help me please read the paragraph.
Hold on.
Okay,
Oh,
all of that, please.
my Super Sweet 16. Um, show you all the fun, glamour, and excitement as kids prepare for their most important birthday celebrations. Say the MTU and add, okay, I get it. Your teenage daughter is officially becoming a woman. Fine. But there's nothing really sweet about my Super Sweet 16 or Quiero mis quinces. It's Latin version. Both shows are basically about a bunch of spoiler teens trying to act like like an adults as they prepare for their 15th or 16th birthday extravaganza. So don't waste your time and be sure to keep your daughters away from the TV. They should might be give them some pretty expensive ideas.
Thank you so much. So this is basically what the show is about. So some spoiled girls whose parents are rich fathers. Where that word come from? So their parents are millionaires and they spend a lot of cash in extravaganzas parties. And it says here that you have to stay your children away from the TV because they will get some expensive ideas. So I'm not against the celebrations, the 15th birthday celebrations, but I think that people spend too much money on a party that it will be forgotten. So I think that you can use the money in better causes. I don't know if you want to celebrate, why don't you travel to Europe, to the United States, or somewhere else to celebrate your 15. But if your parents are full of, well, they got deep pockets, they're full of cash, well, it's okay. You can do with your money whatever you want. But for me, a better idea to celebrate your 15s or your 16s is traveling instead of having a party. But this is my humble opinion. So I never had those parties because especially men, we don't have them. But I have met some students that celebrated their 15s in a pool party. So they call it pool party is like the equivalent of the traditional ceremony that girls used to throw or like to throw. And the show is terrible, as you can see. It has been rated with 1 star. That means that my Super Sweet 16 is not the TV show to watch, according to this. So now we're gonna listen to audio 8.9 and 8.10. So you can write true or false here and order the pictures in the order that they happen. Check, please.
Audio 8.9.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! You mean just like the one on my Super Sweet 16?
Yeah, but like 1,000 times better. Mom was like, "Sweetheart, why don't we have an ice skating party?" And I was like, "Mom, that is so last year."
Yeah, totally!
So, we're having a movie party.
Yay! Awesome!
There'll be a massive outdoor screen by the pool, and, well, you'll see. It'll be like the most fun you've ever had. Ever. I hope it doesn't rain.
Brittany, this is so exciting! What will you be wearing?
Dad bought me this pathetic pink dress, and
Yuck!
yeah, I know. So I told him, "Dad, hello, this is a movie party, not a fairy tale.
Duh!
And I want to look just like Demi Lovato."
Yeah, who doesn't? Demi rules!
Audio 8.10.
And I want to look just like Demi Lovato.
Yeah, who doesn't? Demi rules!
So Dad hired, get ready for this, a fashion designer, and we're going to have a new dress made.
Specially for you?
Of course.
That is so cool! And your hair looks awesome. Tell me, did you have it straightened?
Yeah, I spent like 10 hours at the salon, and I got my nails done too. Look.
Oh my god, I would die for those nails. So, is everything ready?
No. Can you believe it? My parents are like so incompetent. I mean, the pool's dirty, and Dad hasn't gotten it cleaned yet. Hello? Does he expect me to do it? And Mom can't cook. So we still need to have the cake made. This is all so stressful. I'm exhausted.
Who wouldn't be?
And get ready for this. I signed all the 200 invitations myself. It took me like 1 hour.
Like you had nothing better to do.
Okay, I think that you get the answers, but just to make sure, number 1 is true, number 2 is false, 3 is true, and number 4 is false. And the order of the pictures, we have 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 6, 5, 3, 2, 4, 1, 6, 5, 3. And the matching thing, matching the 2 columns. Dad hired a fashion designer and your hair looks awesome. Tell me, I spent 10 hours at the salon and the pool's dirty and so those are causative forms that we have here. What are causative forms? We have it just next page. Causative forms is when you have someone to do something for you. So you don't do it yourself. Someone else just as for you. And we have some causative verbs, have, get, make. Those are called causative verbs. We're gonna see those in details later on. I just wanted to check this. So the answers are 6, 5, 1, 3, 4, and number 2. 6, 5, 1, 3, 4, and 2. And now we're gonna see a video explaining the causative forms. So the ones that I just pointed out. Causative forms is when someone does something for you and you have the structure here. You have the causative verb plus the past participle form of the verbs. But we will see it right now. Just give me 1 second to share the clip with you. There she is. If you want to subscribe to this channel, I strongly recommend it. So this girl got excellent classes right there. She explains so well, and also she provides a lot of examples. So now let's listen to her.
And today we're going to look at the causative. Specifically, the causative verbs have, get, make, and let. Oh, these look like normal verbs. Why are they important? When we use these verbs in a causative way, they have a very unique structure and a special purpose. Let's take a look. Here's a basic concept of causative verbs. You don't do the action, someone else does the action, but you are in control. I know this seems a little bit dramatic, but it's the basic idea. So, with this idea in mind, let's look at the causative in 4 steps. Paying for a service, ask, convince, persuade, force, and permission. We're going to spend the most time on steps 1 and 2 with have and get. And at the end of this lesson, I'll have a mini test for you. Number 1, paying for a service. Have something plus verb number 3. Get something plus verb number 3. What do I mean by verb number 3? Verb number 3 is the past participle. For example, play, played, played. Eat, ate, eaten. You can see my past participle there. Okay, let's compare. I iron my shirts every week. I have my shirts ironed every week. What's the difference? The first example, I do the work. The second example, I pay for this service. I don't do the work.
Now you can see the connection with the lesson. So the girls, all the spoiled girls, were talking about a party and that they got the things done. It's because they paid for the service of the cake, the pool party, or everything that they were talking, the dress and everything. You see that causative form is when someone does something for you, and you can see the different classifications here. But I will continue with the clip.
I could also say, I get my shirts ironed every week. Have, get, is there a difference? They mean the same thing. Have is just slightly more formal. Get is slightly less formal. Let's do another example. The wind was so strong that a tree branch smashed through my window. I repaired my window. I had my window repaired. I got my window repaired. You can see that structure. Have, get, something plus verb number 3. I did the work. I paid someone else to do the work. If you're going to, if we imagine the causative as a person, it would be Miss Rich. I get my nails done every week. I'm having my pool cleaned tomorrow. I get all of my meals cooked by my very own chef. Foofy and I had our portrait painted. And you can use this structure with any tense. Present simple, present continuous, past simple. You can even use a modal verb. I might have my boat repainted. Okay, obviously we don't only use a causative for big expensive services. For example, what supermarket do you go to? I hate food shopping. I just order my groceries online and get them delivered. Groceries are all the things you can buy in a supermarket. Groceries. Groceries. What's the difference? I had my groceries delivered. I had delivered my groceries. Are these the same thing? No, big difference. Which one is causative? The first one, right? Have something verb 3. The second example is what we call the past perfect tense. Had plus verb 3. So you can see one little change in your word order can make a big difference. I have a video on the past perfect here if you want more information. Let me know in the comments below the last service you paid for. I had my eyes checked recently. Last point in part 1. Because we are paying for a service, we don't need to say who does the action. I get my nails done every week. Done. In terms of beauty, done means styled. I get my nails done every week. I got my hair done last week. I'm getting my makeup done. I don't need to say, by a nail technician. I don't need to say, by a hairdresser, by a makeup artist. It's always obvious. Nobody's ever going to think, you got your nails done? By a dentist? Okay, part 2. Ask, persuade, convince. We're still going to use have and get, but the structure changes a little bit. Have someone, verb 1. Get someone to. Get someone to, verb 1. In this case, we really want to make it clear who does the action, and in this case, we're not necessarily paying for a service. Let's do a few examples. Oh, my car has been making this weird noise lately. Really? My brother's a mechanic. I'll have him take a look. Have someone, verb 1. I can't get my 6-month-old son to sleep. He never sleeps. Get someone to, verb 1. In this case, is there a difference between have and get? Yes, a little difference. For you, which example feels more difficult for the subject? Get. When we use get someone to do something, we often have to persuade or convince this person. Have is a little bit more neutral. I have my students put their homework on my desk before the lesson starts. How do you get your students to listen to you? The first one, I ask my students to do this. They do it, so I don't have to. The second one, how can I convince them? Do you have any tricks or techniques? I'll have my lawyer give you a call. He might be able to give you some advice. I'll ask him to call you. Getting my parents to agree with me is almost impossible. I can't convince them. It's very hard to persuade them. Okay, so it's important to know this difference, but yes, sometimes we can use these structures interchangeably. I hope everyone enjoyed my presentation. Are there any questions? Yeah, could I please have a printed version of the presentation? Of course. I'll have Sam print you a copy. I'll get Sam to print you a copy. Imagine Sam is my assistant. In this case, you can see there really isn't any difference. So it's good to have that feeling, but sometimes they can be interchangeable. Mini review. Have something, verb 3. Get something, verb 3. Yes, they mean the same thing, but get is a little bit less formal, more conversational. Have someone, verb 1. Get someone to, verb 1. They can mean the same thing, but get has that stronger feeling of needing to convince or persuade someone. Okay, let's move on to make and let. Part 3. Make someone, verb 1. When we use make someone do something, we're really thinking about forcing someone. And yes, there are different levels of force. We have physical force, mental, emotional force, and then neutral. The robbers made the security guard give them the code. Did the security guard have a choice? No, the robbers made him do it. Sometimes my boss makes us work late on Fridays. Do we have a choice? Not really, but this isn't exactly physical force, is it? Stop making me laugh. Do I have a choice? No, you're so funny, I can't stop laughing. Can you give me an example in the comments below using make? My kids make me cut the crusts off of their sandwiches. Whew, last one, let. We're almost done. Let someone do something. We're giving someone permission. We're giving someone a choice. And remember, let is an irregular verb. Let. All the forms are the same. My professor let us use our phones during the test. Did our professor force us to use our phones? No. Did we have a choice? Yes. If you wanted to, you could use your phone. If not, that's also fine. My sister lets me borrow her car whenever I need it. Does she force me to borrow her car? No. Do I have a choice? Absolutely. If I need her car, I have permission. And of course, in the negative, this means no permission. My landlord won't let me have a pet in the apartment. Do I have a choice? No, I don't have permission. I cannot have a pet.
And let isn't only about permission for people. It can also mean to allow something to happen. When you open a bottle of wine, let it breathe for 30 minutes before drinking. This allows the wine to breathe.
Okay, let's do a mini test. Number 1, next week.
Okay, you can take the test when you got time. Just in case that if you want to check this video again, I mean, this one is going to be in YouTube, but you can also check it directly from the channel. So I want to share it with you in the chat box. Right now, let's proceed with the lesson. Now, after that, I think that you have become experts in causative forms. The causative verbs are very important. You have to choose the correct ones to express your ideas much better. When you pay for a service or when you do something for somebody else and it's not forced and you're not asking for permission either, you use have and get plus the past participle, and she also referred to past participle as V3, the third conjugation of the verb, according to that particular order. So then we have to pay attention to those two pictures right here. So she is taking this picture, and then here she got the picture taken by somebody else. Now here she is doing it herself, and here because she needs to be with him. Well, what there are selfies nowadays, but in that time that this book was printed, maybe they were not selfies or they were not so famous, because you see a regular camera right here. No selfies allowed. All right. So which activity did Brittany do? Take pictures. Who did the other activities? Which do you think was the most expensive? So this is for the previous exercise. And then in exercise 3, match picture A and B to the phrases. Let me see, in picture A, I took a photo of Zac Efron. It's letter A, and B, I had my photo taken with Zac Efron. So this is supposed to be Zac Efron right here. All right. So then we have some explanations here. Word of English and causatives have and get mean the same thing, but get is a little more common in spoken English. To emphasize that it's something without help, use reflexive pronouns. When you have done the things by yourself, you use exactly those words, those pronouns. They are called reflexive pronouns. Myself, himself, themselves, etc. So now it is your time to put into practice what you have seen in the video. Below are some comments from Brittany's very spoiled friends, complete from 1 to 5 with the causative forms of the verbs build, cover, do, make, and redecorate. Here, with the causative forms. Take your time, that's 5 minutes, please. Okay, let's check the answers for exercise C. Remember that we have 2 blanks, right? Number 1 is get done. Number 2 is had made. Number 3 is going to get built. Number 4, to get redecorated. Number 5, had and covered. So those are the causative verbs. Get, had is going to get, and had. And the past participle form of the verbs in parentheses is done, made, built, redecorated, and covered. And your final task, move to workbook, page 41. But since you haven't worked in the previous workbook pages, we're gonna do it in another session. So right now, so far so good. You can work in your workbook, or you can complete something else, that whatever you have to do right now.